a European nation without papers, without the correct document, what would you like to go ahead and say to them?
And public opinion has little tolerance for increasing migration. It has become a very controversial, a very sensitive topic.
हाम्रो मनमा पनि त्यही आत्मविश्वास भरिएको डर छ। त्यसैले त हामी हरेक कुराको तयारी एकदम ध्यान दिएर गर्छौं। स्वाद, स्वास्थ्य, गुणस्तर हरेक बाटोमा नवीनतम प्रविधि त प्रयोग हुन्छ, तर त्यो हाम्रो जिब्रोमा बसेको रैथाने स्वाद चाहिँ उस्तै राख्नु छ। मन
The news that I was reading up on, that a lot of people from all around the world travel all around the world, right? Some with papers, some without papers. Friends who are thinking of traveling to, let's say, a European nation without papers, without the correct document, what would you like to go ahead and say to them?
Don't do it.
somebody who is thinking of, there is a lot of middlemen. Not just men, but you know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of people who are being cheated into going to Europe, cheated into a better life, better opportunity. But again, once they show up at the doorstep, they're going to be returned back.
Our fight against
human trafficking,
people trafficking has increased substantially in the last, I would say, decade, since the migrant crisis we had in 2015. And the rules, and because of these, the traffickers have taken so much space and become very powerful. I mean, there are known circuits and there are known tracks. These are mafias playing with people's lives, and this is what we're trying very much to discourage. And the rules have become more strict in the European Union because there's been, because it's been snowballing, and public opinion has little tolerance for increasing migration. It has become a very controversial, a very sensitive topic. So the rules, the rejection, the policy to send people back is becoming much stricter in the European Union, and therefore it should over time discourage people from going without papers, from going undocumented, from using these agencies, these intermediaries, who often just money-making machines, and people are very discouraged. So to avoid this kind of deceit, and people become over-indebted and then come back in a worse situation than they left. We always encourage people to go through the legal route. The counterpart is that we need better ways, a better avenue to negotiate labor agreements with Europe. The reality is that we need our population's aging. We need workers. We need skilled, semi-skilled workers. And the reality is that Nepali workers are extremely well appreciated, considered abroad. But that needs to be done in a structured and legal manner. And this is something that will take still some time, but that's something we would like to work towards, to have a labor agreement, essentially, between the European Union and Nepal.
Kids who want to go ahead and study in Europe?
Oh, we have our Erasmus education roadshow because this is there's no harm in going abroad to acquire skills and then coming back. We encourage that. We have excellent standards of education. We offer fantastic scholarships that, they really take care
Which is loved.
Everything. I know it's very competitive but it's a good system. And it's a system we really encourage young, bright, talented Nepalis to go out, acquire skills, and come back and invest in Nepal.
And that's something that's big with us as well. And, that's something that you've been... Oh, there you go. There you go.
Mm-hmm. These kids are fantastic. They really are. You
get time to meet some of them from time to time?
I do. I make a point of it because they're so... they're very motivated when they go, but they're also we have a bunch of alumni that stay with us. So it's a relationship that we cultivate. They become mentors to the new Erasmus students. They interact with our youth sounding boards. It's part of our network of young, bright, talented Nepalis. We treasure. Absolutely treasure.
You've traveled the world. I was reading up a bit about a few places that you've been to, Your Excellency, and every place that you travel, you take a little bit from that space, right? From that place, a few years, a few months, even for a few days. You're in these 1.5 years, as you talk about these young kids, few things that you've kept within your heart that you want to share with everybody.
I will never forget. I think when I leave Nepal, and I'm not. That's why I have such difficulty in responding because I'm not thinking of leaving. But when I leave, I think what will stay with me is this. This diversity, incredible diversity, unpredictable, completely. Very surprising. Every day, I'm still surprised. Very complex society, but fascinating. And the young, I think what will stay with me is this young energy that there is in Nepal, and the talent of young people. I think I told you off the record or offline that I was really impressed the first time I saw the youth sounding board. I thought, okay, bunch of young kids, nice, refreshing. Yeah. Wow, I was blown away by the depth of their thinking, of how they articulate, how structured they are, how very clear ideas they have. And some of them who are entrepreneurs can make a huge difference in Nepal, have great ideas. We need to invest more in these kids. And I hope that when I come back in 10 years' time, some of these ideas will have flourished.
They definitely will. Innovation is very big with us right here in this studio, right here in this office. And innovation is something that we encourage. And having a conversation is something that we encourage because I am a big believer in solving everything with dialogue. If you sit down at a table together, then I believe 99.9% of the things can be solved. And I think that's your thought process as well. Mm-hmm. Any specific key areas that you think we could collaborate and work towards? I'm just talking about entrepreneurship and startups in general. More potential that the nations could work together on?
Well, as EU, we're trying to put a big focus on investment. Yeah. As I said, this is, for me, the number 1, 2, and 3 priority is investment that creates jobs, that make it attractive for young people to stay in Nepal, make it worth their while. And to do that, of course, as I said, we invest in vocational training, but I think we also need, what we're trying to do is to attract our European investors, especially our European investors who are already in the region, who already have interests in India. and who are more familiar with the region, and try to attract them and say, come over here, look at the landscape, look at below the radar. There's some interesting opportunities, as I mentioned in ICT. They're good opportunities. Invest. That's the and it. Of course, it also needs to be complemented by internal investment. And for that to happen, the environment must be conducive. And that's the government's homework.
तपाईले हाम्रो क्लिप एकदमै एन्जॉय गर्नुभयो होला। अब पुरै भिडियो हेर्नको लागि चाहिँ YouTube मा सब्स्क्राइब गर्न नबिर्सिनु होला। व्यास मिडिया नेटवर्क।